Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Finally, we have uploaded. I know it's been such a long time. But yeah, today we are going to explore the 3 types of friction. Yes, we are exploring the 3 types of friction. There are 3 types: rolling friction, sliding friction, and static friction. We'll get into those a little bit later. But yeah, let's start on explaining what these are and doing the experiment. Let's do this. Okay guys, to start off this video, let's learn what friction even is. Let's get the gist. So friction is basically a force that acts against any object that's in motion. In other words, friction is a force that goes against anything that's moving. And there are 3 types of friction. There's rolling, there's sliding, and there's static. In this video, we're going to explore each one of them and learn what they are using simple experiments, using simple experiments which use simple household items. Okay guys, so here's what I'm using to conduct these experiments. I'm using just a plain simple Hot Wheels track, and I'm laying it on like this Lego box. And to show the 3 types of friction, for rolling friction, I'm going to be using this little toy car. For sliding friction, I'm going to be using this Jenga block. And for static friction, I'm just going to be using like a simple little rectangle of cardboard. Yeah, it's just plain cardboard. So let's start with rolling friction. Well, rolling friction is, it's like when an object is rolling across a surface. Okay guys, so all I'm going to be doing is just placing this car and at the top of this ramp, and let's see what happens. So as you guys can see, the car just slid down the ramp, but there was friction acting on the car. The thing is, the friction on the car was a really low friction compared to other frictions like sliding and static. That friction was really low. So the car was able to easily just roll and go as far as it could. It's normally, rolling friction doesn't have a lot of friction, like the friction level is pretty low. So let's start into the next one, sliding friction. So sliding friction is basically when 2 surfaces, or like an object with like a surface, rubs across another surface. And the friction that's acting upon when the 2 objects or surfaces collide is called sliding friction. An example of this would be like putting on a shirt. You slide the shirt onto yourself, and the friction acting on the 2 surfaces would be sliding friction. So to test out sliding friction, we're going to be using this Jenga block, and we're going to be placing it just like the car at the top of the ramp and seeing what happens. Okay, yeah, that's enough of that. So, but as you guys can see, it was sliding down the ramp, and it was much, much slower than the car. You guys might be wondering, why? Well, the answer is simple. There was a lot more friction acting on this object. Yes, there was a lot more. Because the thing is, different surfaces have different friction levels. Like if we use sandpaper, it might have gone slower, it might have gone faster. But yeah, that was sliding friction. And again, an example of this is putting on a shirt. Now, let's get into our 3rd and final type of friction, static. Now, static friction is when the forces are equally balanced and there's so much friction acting on the object actually just stops. It stops moving. Doesn't even move. To test out this one, we're going to be using the cardboard, and we're just going to be placing it up here, and let's see what happens. You guys might need to come closer and come look above, but nothing is happening. It's not moving. That's because of the amount of friction acting on this little piece of cardboard it's a really high friction level, and there's so much friction that this cardboard just can't move. But anyways, guys, that was it for the 3 types of friction. But if you guys want to take this experiment one step further, you can find out which surfaces, like for the surfaces, which allows the object to move faster or slower. If you guys want to take this experiment to the next level. So like, let's say, I'm pretty sure like sandpaper, it might go slower than cardboard. It might go faster. Who knows? You guys will have to experiment that. So yeah. Oh, also, most of you guys might be thinking friction, it's bad. But really? Friction is very helpful, and without it, life would be so hard for us. Like, let's say there was let's say there was a really high friction. That would be bad. We wouldn't even be able to walk. But let's say there was no friction at all. Even if we moved 1 singular inch, we would keep on moving forever. Friction is so helpful. A good example of today, and one that you guys can do, is ask your dad. Ask your mom or your dad. When they drive a car over ice, ask them how hard it is to stop. Ask them how, like, the car doesn't stop when they're on ice. Ask them that. And they'll say, yes, it's really hard because the car won't stop when you want it to. But that's actually because ice reduces the friction amount so much, it's almost as if there's no friction at all. But if there is no friction at all, our car, it wouldn't ever stop. It would keep on going forever. It would legit go around the world as many times as it would need to. So yeah, that's how friction is really helpful in our times, in like our life. But anyways, guys, that was it for today's video. I hope you all liked this video. Please subscribe to my channel. It would mean a lot. And see you all next time. Goodbye.